Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be reviewing Arrow 111 titled Trust But Verify. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit all the below, subscribe for new, notifications on. Let's get right into the Arrow review. So it opened up with two guys driving a semi-truck, an armored truck, and this guy in all black mask and like a gas mask showed up with a grenade launcher and pretty much stopped the truck. Two vans showed up, few guys got out, killed the two truck drivers, opened up the back of the truck, and it was just filled with, I'm assuming, money or something along those lines, and they took all of it. Goes to Oliver and Thea in the mansion, and Thea wants a car for her 18th birthday. More than Oliver tell her it's not happening. The armored truck was filled with money. It was rich people throwing their money off. Dig said the bunker or the Arrow cave should get a side door in place since people are going to be upstairs more, and Oliver already put one in. He's already on top of it, It's the third truck to get hit that month. The armored truck that got hit, it's the third one that month. And it's part of Black Hawk. Ted Gaynor, a bodyguard, that Dig used to know. He was Dig's commanding officer in Afghanistan. Now, I think I mixed something up because the main priority of this episode is Black Hawk. So, I think they meant the company that attacked the van was part of Black Hawk. I don't know. Something along those lines. Something was part of Black Hawk. That's the way they started looking into it. But, Ted Gaynor is on the list. So, Dig tries to convince Oliver he isn't a criminal. He hasn't changed in the, villainy way. And Dig also mentions he turned down a job 6 months ago at Black Hawk offered by Ted Gaynor. It goes to flashbacks. I was looking at Mac and Leon to see where their base is. Oliver talks to one of the guys and gets a ride to where Faye is. Fires runs into them, hops in the same car with them, goes back to present day. Malcolm calls Tommy and apologizes for his tough love and asks him to dinner and said he wants Laurel to be there. Tommy thinks there's some hidden agenda because he knows his father more than anyone. So, yeah. Oliver arrives at Black Hawk as a vigilante. He trains the security inside, heads towards Ted Gaynor, and then Dig shows up behind him with a gun pointing at his head, and it scares Oliver pretty much, and he pulls out an arrow about to shoot it. And Dig threatens to shoot him if Oliver doesn't stand down. He didn't really say anything, he just said stand down and go. So then Oliver shot an arrow at a computer, causing sparks to fly over as a distraction, grabbed the drive and left. To see what he can get on Ted Gaynor and the company itself. Gaynor tells Dig he isn't crooked and that the vigilante made a mistake going after him. Then it goes back to Oliver and Dig in the bunker, arguing. Oliver said he found a message from his father on the island telling him that the list is legit and the people on the list are bad and all that. But he said he wasn't on the island when he found it. And we know he didn't find it prior, so somewhere along those 5 years, as we know, but at this point in the show, we don't know, he wasn't entirely on Leon for all those 5 years. He was somewhere else, which you would think was a later issue in writing. They didn't plan out these 5 years. Obviously, because 4 episodes ago, we were dealing with Oliver legitimately saying that he was on the island for 5 years to Dig for 5 straight years on that island. So you can tell that on some level, the writers did not plan out this full 5-year period of Oliver's life, which should have been planned out from the pilot instead of it just being added on to every single episode. I get it's a writing hassle. We're talking about 5 years. But if you're going to have him say, oh, I was, not totally on Leon for 5 years, you can say that there are people, but when you're around Dig and you're saying that, change the line up. Don't say, oh, I was on Leon for 5 years to Dig. Dig is the one person in Oliver's life that, so you can tell it was flip-flopped in this episode, and especially later in the show, like season 3 and 4 and 5. Honestly, that was flip-flopped to where he's not fully on Leon. He's somewhere else in Hong Kong and Russia and whatever. Yeah. Dig tells Oliver, Ted Gaynor got him into Blackhawk, so they're going to use that. Moira gets a call from Malcolm. She makes up an excuse to get away from Thea, which she feels bad about because they were out looking for dresses for Thea's birthday party, which is that night or something, the night after. Tommy tells Laurel Malcolm called him. Laurel said they should go to the dinner, and it'd be nice for Laurel to meet Malcolm and all that. Moira goes see Malcolm. Carl Ballard is trying to gentrify the Glades, which Malcolm is not happy about. And Carl knows the plan for the Glades, and it's Moira's friend. So Malcolm wants Moira to use that to get Carl to stop going after the Glades. Or whatever the hell he's doing. Trying to... I don't even know what gentrify means. So, gentrify means change the character of a poor urban area, which is literally the Glades, through wealthier people moving in, improving housing, and attracting new businesses, typically displacing current inhabitants in the process. So it's literally just turning the Glades into the rest of the city. Pretty much. Because there's not a lot of business down there. We know that. It's not anymore, at least. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, Thea was listening in on a conversation, or at least a little bit. He saw them together in that office, and which is kind of throwing Thea off guard a little bit. And he thinks that Moira is hooking up with Malcolm. Because she thinks Moira did the same thing when Robert was alive. Dig and Ted Gaynor go to the Big Belly Burger. Gaynor mentions Carly isn't Dig's sister-in-law anymore, so they could, go out and all that. Because that's what they have feelings for each other. Paul Knox came to get Gaynor. He worked in Afghanistan with them as well, but Dig and Ted do not like him at all. At least Dig doesn't. Something happened in Afghanistan that caused that. I don't know what, but it caused that relationship between them three, or two at least. Oliver tries getting the Blackhawk. Thea goes, or by using the thumb drive, he tries hacking into it. Thea goes to Oliver to talk about Moira. She thinks Moira is hooking up with Malcolm. Thea tells Oliver a few months before Oliver and Robert left, they were arguing a lot and they were having lunch together, Malcolm and Moira. Thea tells Oliver tells Thea she never would have cheated on Robert and Walter. Thea tells him Moira is a liar and he doesn't know her at all. Which is, he was gone for 5 years. People can change a lot in 5 years, right? So that is not really a wrong answer. And again, Oliver's only been back for 5 months or so at this point. He's still settling into everything. He's not really, he's up to date with everything pretty much, but the whole family dynamic is different from what it was 5 years ago. Even last episode showed that, you know what I mean? So, or 109 did, whatever the Christmas episode was. But nonetheless, Oliver goes to Moira. Robert wasn't faithful to Moira. She lied to Oliver to make sure Robert was always this amazing man to him. Moira did end up cheating on Robert with Malcolm, but I think she said it was a few times, but that was 5-6 years ago we're talking about. At least, is what we're talking about. Probably way more than that, because we do know, spoiler if you don't know, sorry, that Thea is Malcolm's daughter. So, clearly they cheated, or Thea did at least. But considering Thea is 18 at this point, that was 18 years ago, long before Robert was even on the gambit. So, and obviously Oliver is much older than Thea. I don't know by how many years. Isn't it 15 or something? No. Is it? I don't know. I just know that Thea's in high school and Oliver's not. We'll leave it at that. I don't know how old Oliver is. I want to say he's in his 30s. Right? I don't know. Someone let me know if you know the answer. At this point, in season 1, how old is Oliver? Because I legitimately do not know. It's not that hard to figure out. I'm too lazy to figure it out. So Oliver goes to Or sorry, hold up. Oliver asked Moira if she's seen Malcolm lately. She told Oliver she occasionally goes to see Malcolm to talk purely business to get advice on she's the new CEO of the company, which isn't entirely true. She does see him a lot, but that's a straight up excuse that Oliver always gives to Felicity whenever he needs stuff, or whenever he needs to leave somewhere. Malcolm tells Laurel his wife was murdered and no need to waltz around it. He also mentions that bringing up his wife and Tommy's mother does not sit well with him, and it pisses him off every time it's brought up. Oliver goes to see Felicity, said a friend of his is doing a scavenger hunt and needs the thumb drive to be seen what's in on it. Oliver said his friend's bodyguard set it up for him. And then it goes to Malcolm giving Tommy papers he needs to sign to shut down his mom's free clinic in the Glades. Malcolm set up the entire dinner to get his signature, which is what Tommy was kind of speculating the entire dinner was there for. Not only for him to sign anything, he didn't know what it was for. But he was expecting the dinner to be about something other than meeting Laurel and getting to know her better. And it was relating to that. Dig and Gaynor both didn't like Knox, which I mentioned earlier. Felicity calls Oliver. The drive had a file of them planning to rob an armored truck, and the same plans match the other 3 armored truck robberies. Oliver told Felicity to send that info to him so she doesn't get in trouble with his quote-unquote friend, and then not involve the police because he will. So who knows how that will handle later. But the Black Hawk guys attack another truck. Oliver shows up and attacks them, but gets blasted by the grenade launcher, and then all the guys get away, but he shot one of the guys with an arrow, and I think, wasn't it Knox, or somewhere around there, or one of the guys with Knox. So clearly, Knox is in on this, which would kind of lead you to suspect that Ted Gaynor is, but, so Thea got a car for her birthday. Oliver and Dig talk about the truck heist and how Dig was with Gaynor the entire time, so it was not him on that scene. Doesn't mean that he wasn't involved at all, but Dig tells Oliver to look into Knox. Oliver says a bug in a Dig's jacket without what he thinks he doesn't know, but Dig clearly noticed. He just didn't remove it. Thea's friends gave her vertigo, which is a dangerous drug used throughout the Glades. Malcolm and Moira talk at Thea's party. Malcolm shows Walter to Moira saying that he is alive, which is what Moira wanted. Moira tells Thea she never cheated because Thea sees him talking, suspects that she is cheating and hooking up with Malcolm. She gets pissed off, leaves the party, takes drugs, and goes. Dig goes to look into the vans. He saw blood in one of the vans, the same van used in the heist. Then he goes up to the Blackhawk sign aside the truck. You rip it off. It says the company's actually Inner Globe Cable. And Knox shows up with a gun pointing to Dig. And Gaynor is in on it. He comes out, and all that. Says that this is all his mission. All of his men, they're in on this. This is not like he's a part of it. He's leading it. The entire thing. Gaynor is going to convince Dig to join them in one heist because they're one man down thanks to Vigilante. So he wants Dig to replace the guy, and they have Carly held as hostage to convince Dig to do it. Oliver listens throughout the bug, and then he heads on to the bunker and, gets ready to go. Dig is ready to shoot the gun at the truck. He's in the street with the grenade launcher. He doesn't do it. He dodges the truck. The guy's loaded the grenade launcher. And so Dig uses that against them. Carly runs. Gaynor goes after her. Dig knocks one guy out, goes after Gaynor and Carly. And then he grabbed the gun too. And then the Vigilante shows up, fights Knox. Vigilante actually won that fight. Why wouldn't he? And then Dig caught up with Gaynor. Oliver catches up and shoots Gaynor before he got a shot off at Dig because he was going to shoot him. Dig knew Oliver put a bug on him. Dig tells Oliver to run. The cops show up and tells Dig to surrender, and he got arrested. Thea took the drugs and is driving in her new car, which is like a supercar. Thea ran off the road after swerving to miss another car because she almost caused a car accident. but then wrapped their car around a tree, and yeah, so we all know how that ends. Although not in this case, because she's alive, which is totally lucky. But, you know, but she's doing fine. She'll recover. They don't know about the drugs, at least right now. At least Moira doesn't. Malcolm tried calling Laurel after not reaching Tommy. Malcolm completely shut away Tommy after her death. Then Malcolm went away for a year or two. Now, at this point, this should be settling into everyone who's watching or listening that this is the point, that year or two where Malcolm was away, where he became the Dark Archer. This is that point. And it should tell you how dangerous he is, considering it took him like a year or two to become the Dark Archer, to where it took Oliver 5 years in hell to become the Vigilante. Does that mean Oliver is worse than Vigilante? No, it just means he has more experience. But Malcolm, I mean, he's had that 5+ years. I don't know when Tommy's mother died. I'm assuming, was it before the island or during it? It was obviously not after. But clearly this is during while Oliver's away. So, on some level, if it took Malcolm a year or two to become the Vigilante, the Dark Archer, you know, that should tell you something about how advanced he is in his training compared to Oliver when it took him 5 years to become who he is now. And that could mean that Malcolm could be more powerful than Oliver if he's not careful. Nonetheless, Malcolm has a picture of himself, Tommy, and his wife, and where his suit is. Dig told the cops what happened on some level. Dig apologizes to Oliver. Oliver tells Dig he sees the best in people, is the exact reason why he brought him into this. Dig crosses off Gainer's name on the list. Dig doesn't want to know the other names on the list until it is brought up. The cops show up to arrest Thea for driving under the influence. That's when Oliver finds out, and the testing showed she was on vertigo, and she gets arrested. And then we learned that Yo Fei is working with fires on the island. I'm not bringing up the flashbacks that much because I really don't care about them. Season 2 flashbacks I do care a lot about. I am paying attention to flashbacks. I just don't really care to talk about it because they're not that interesting to me. Again, I think the most interesting flashbacks are with Slade. I love the Slade flashbacks. So when we get to Slade, I'll bring them up. But yeah, this episode was really good. It's definitely not, compared to 109 and 110, or even the pilot and the 102. But I haven't had a problem with really any of these episodes in season 1. But, we'll see as it keeps on going. I've been looking at schedule for future Arrow reviews for those who are interested. And on November 28th, which is a Monday, season 1, assuming everything goes to plan, I do at least one Arrow review a week, whether it's every single Monday or at least throughout a week, we will be done with season 1 on November 28th. Now, I will be kicking right into Arrow season 2 on December 8th, December 5th, which is the following Monday, December 12th, 202, December 19th, 203, and then obviously the 26th is the day after Christmas. I will not be uploading until December 29th or the 30th. It won't be that Monday, but it'll be sometime that week, because holidays never end well for content. And that is the worst possible time to upload. So I'm just going to save myself the pain and the depression and not upload that Monday. Because, again, it's following a holiday. So I'm just going to be busy. So by December 29th, December 30th, everything will be settled down for people. And I'll upload my review then. So that's what we're looking at for December. That's like 6 months away. But I generally plan videos like 6 months ahead, at least for Arrow reviews. Because, I like to plan stuff out. So that's what we're looking at right now. Again, we're further ahead than I thought we would be for the Arrow reviews, and I think a lot of people weren't expecting us to be this far. But we did like 2 Arrow reviews a week throughout the entire month of August, going into a little bit the end of July. So we are getting further along. When Stargirl Season 3 is wrapped up in like 14 to 15 weeks, I don't know how long the season will go on for, I will go back to doing 2 Arrow reviews a week, because I was doing really well for the reviews. Don't get me wrong, these are doing very well now. But to continue that, I will be going back to 2 Arrow reviews a week when Stargirl ends, unless something comes up on Thursdays. But mainly that's what we're going to be looking at. So, just so you guys are aware, which this could mean Season 1 be wrapped up before November 28th. But that's what we're looking at right now, assuming it's 1 review per week. Because Flash doesn't come back till early 2023. We don't know the exact date, but early 2023. They're filming in this month, actually. They're going to start. So undoubtedly there's going to be news that come out that I'll be doing videos over. That'll be Sundays and Tuesdays, or, Wednesday mornings or whatever. That's going to be going on. So it's just going to be a crazy few months of content, because we have Stargirl, Arrow reviews taking up Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Mondays. So we have to work with morning videos like She-Hulk. And if there's news videos, we have to upload them either Sunday night, Tuesday night, or Monday morning, or Wednesday morning. Or Friday morning, something like this Thursday. That's what we're looking at. It's very complicated. If you manage to keep up, good on you. If you didn't, I understand. You'll understand when we get to that point. Because trust me, there will be a point. And I'm calling it now, where I'm uploading a review Monday night after do a video Tuesday morning because of Flash news. That will 100,000% happen. I'm just waiting for it to happen at this point. But I know it would happen. I knew it would when I started this, that would be a problem. But I will work through it. And we're going to go at it as it keeps on going. So, yeah. Thank you guys for all the support. Really do appreciate it. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.